Hey there guys, Mr. Adams here. We're going to be starting off with an all-ranked class today. Let's go ahead and get started with our stretches out. Impact students, join us, but if you feel like you need a little bit more extra stretching, which is always okay, pause the video, get yourself stretched out, jump back in right after. Alright, let's get started. Face front, can a bow, academy tenants with me. I will demonstrate leadership, strength, commitment, knowledge, respect. Can I bow? All right, very good. Your feet out a little bit wider, hands in, chumbi. Let's go ahead and get 10 jumping jacks. Go. 1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir. Great. All right, I'll meet you guys on the ground. Let's have a seat, and let's start off with both legs out in front of us. Go for it. All right, reaching forward best as you can again. Really fusion and impact. If you feel like you want to do like the arm stretches, more than welcome to. We are focusing a little bit more on legs today, I'd say. So really focus down there. All right, let's take one of our feet, throw it behind us. Put both hands reaching forward. Very good. From there, switch sides. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, from here, legs up to a big wide V, hands behind your head. We're gonna get 10 side to side stretches. Go for it. 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir, 6, sir, 7, sir, 8, sir, 9, sir, 10, sir. As you finish up, you probably beat me. Legs out even wider, reaching down the middle and side to side on your own. We're going to spend a little bit of time here because Mr. Adams needs to. Normally I get to teach a few classes before I do these. That didn't happen today, so gotta get ready with you guys. Okay, from here, bring the bottoms of your feet together for the butterfly stretch. Knees up and down like a butterfly. All right. We're all pros at this. I feel like at this point you guys can just be free and stretch yourself out, but I like to do it with you guys. All right, when I say go, we're gonna hop up. 3, 2, 1, go! Hop up. Let's get 5 more jumping jacks. Go. 1, sir, 2, sir, 3, sir, 4, sir, 5, sir. Great. Okay. From here, we are gonna start off with my bag today. If you have a bag you can hit, that's great. Not required. I never want to require a bag drill for you guys. I like to use a bag though. So I'm going to bring mine a little bit closer. If you have something you can kick, that's great. Not required. Okay. On the bag today, we're going to work on some stances and kicks. So we're going to be using our bag to help frame us with our stances. Great example is the sparring stance. If you have a good sparring stance, but if this is my partner and I'm angled right here, well, you lost it. We have to be looking towards our target all times. And that's really what starts all of it. If you're getting into a stance, you have to know where your target is, what you're aiming towards. Right now, it's the bag for me. So if I'm gonna hop into a sparring stance, I don't wanna go right here because that's leaving my stomach open and then I'm ready to be attacked here. As I've always said, you don't want to get attacked in 10 different places. You want to get attacked in 2 places. All right, from here, hop into a sparring stance. And what I want you guys to do is a low block, chop, chop. Go for it. Block, chop, chop. If you have a bag, that's great. Not required. Just find an open spot in the air. Block, chop, chop. Go into sides. For example, I'm not going to hit it back this time. Block, chop, chop. Block, chop, chop. Block, chop, chop. Okay, now back to this other side. For me, it's a bag. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna make sure that we are spaced out properly. And how we're doing that. So what I'm gonna do right here on sparring stance, if I'm too close to the bag, when I lift up my knee for a side kick, I can't fully bring my leg out. That's fully out. Well, that's not how hard we need to hit. If I'm too far away, I can't even touch the bag. I would have to do a step behind side kick to get closer, and then I'm even too close. So as soon as you start, you want to make sure you have enough distance. Here's the idea. If your knuckles can touch the bag, you're a little too close. But as you guys can see, I kind of had to lean forward to do that, so it was okay this time. Right here, that's okay. If I was here, I'm way too close. But because I'm farther away, and I can barely I can lean and touch it, that's usually a good distance to pick up your leg and kick the bag and be just enough. I hit it, it moved, but that's all we needed. Let's work on some side kicks. Let's get 3 on each side. Go for it. Three on each side. All right. Next up, let's mix it all together. 3 on each side. You're going to go low block, chop, chop, side kick. Was that too close that time? A little bit. All right. 3 on each side. Go for it. All right, very good. Let's kind of go ahead and hone in on those side kicks. If you're a white or yellow belt this time, or you just start training, your first sparring skill you have to do is a double side kick, spin side kick. So let's work on that first one. On the bag, we're not doing just 1, but 2 side kicks all while in the air. So I'm getting this first leg, and I'm kicking once, twice, and then I'm setting it down. It's not the same as, that's just 2 side kicks in a row. We're doing a double side kick. So on your own, whether you're in the air or on a bag or somewhere else, let's go ahead and let's get 5 sets. 5 sets of double side kicks. Go for it. Kick, kick, that would be 1. And set your leg down in between. Use your other leg too. 5 on each leg. Just take a second. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, so go ahead and stop there. Here's something I want to kind of tune up, and I'm not sure if it's happening because I can't see you. But make sure that your foot's not just kind of like flipping around like a fish out of water. When we get set up for this, I want to make sure my knee comes up, and I push it in, and it comes back, and I push it back in. It can't just, like, what was that? What was that? It comes up, you kick, you pull it back, you kick, pull it back, you set it back down. All of that was 1. Let's go ahead and get 2 more on each side, but make sure they're really pulling it back. You might fall over on this one. You might lose your balance, and that's okay. Because every time we do a mini failure, it's usually because we're working towards something better. All right, go for it. 2 on each side. I fall over all the time. Right there, for example. Keep it up. 2 on each side, that's it. Okay, so on the back. We're gonna kind of modify that. We were doing a double side kick. Now we're gonna do a front leg, front kick, side kick. We're gonna be kind of switching around. Now I'm gonna switch sides because I feel like I'm hitting the back too much on one leg, and I wanna do this. If you're hitting in the air, you probably aren't having my problem. Okay, so what's happening now is we're going to take our nearest leg, we're in our sparring stance. I'm going to take this nearest leg and I'll pop it up for a front kick. But before I set it back down, I'm bringing my knee over for a side kick. Now here's what's tricky. This foot is kind of moving. It's kind of normal for the front kick, but as soon as I turn it into a side kick, it has to, did you guys see that? Watch my foot. It has to pivot. You're going to be lifting up on the ball of your foot and turning. That's called pivoting. That's going to allow you to do two things. Kick correctly and not cause knee damage. Now, if you're in the Warriors class, you're like, I don't care. You should care. If you're in the impact class, maybe the fusion class, you know what I mean. That's something we have to watch out for. As martial artists, it's very easy to hurt your body, but also as martial artists, it's very easy to take care of your body because you guys know more things. So let's go and practice. We're gonna work on that front kick, side kick, but it is more important than having good kicks that you're pivoting. If you have sloppy kicks right now, that's okay. We can fix that. Fixing a bad pivot takes time. So let's work on that right now. I have my toes pointing towards you guys, but I'm kicking towards this bag. When I go to finish, my toes will be pointed behind me. I go front kick, and then it turns behind me as I go into the side kick. See? Lost my balance there. It's okay. I want you guys to get 3 on each side. Go for it. Three on each side. If you have a chance to come in and train with us, please do so. It'll only help having an instructor, watch you guys up close. By now, you're probably finishing up. Let's add on to this. Okay. How do your pivots look? Be honest with yourself. If you can find yourself a look in the mirror, I have a mirror behind you guys. I can see myself. If you have a mirror to look at, see how you're doing. If you have a spotter, it's kind of like when you're lifting weights in the gym, you have somebody watching you, like, actually, you're lifting on your heel. And it might make sense to lift on your heel and spin. It makes sense, but here's the problem. You have no control. You have no balance anymore. It might be easier at first, but it's not easier in the long run. So, let's go ahead and finish this up. Front leg. We're going front kick, turn it over, side kick. I'm going to put my feet together now. I'm facing away from my target, which right now is the bag. If you don't have a target, you should have something to be aiming towards. I'm facing away from it right now. Now I'm just going to continue turning around. I'm going to complete the circle, but all I'm doing is lifting this leg up. And as I do that, it's going to turn into a crescent kick. Let's see the full thing again, and then you guys will have a turn. Front kick, side kick, spin, crescent kick, and it started behind me, and it landed behind me. I want you guys to try that again by yourself. If you have to go back and rewind, that's fine. Try it. Let's do it as many times as you can on one side. As many times as you can on just your right side. Go for it. I bring my feet together, but I keep that momentum going and turn around. If you stop, it's harder. If you keep it going, a lot easier. You guys might also notice I'm using my arms a little bit. When your shoulders move, much easier. Keep going on to one side for right now. Keep going for right now. Freeze! All right, new side now. You were using your right leg or your left leg. Now you're using your left leg or right leg. You're using the different leg this time. Keep going. Brand new leg is now going with the front kick, side kick, and then quickly whip around crescent kick. You saw mine was a little sloppy there because we're going to keep working on it. All right, go for it, as many as you can. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, as many as you can. I'm going to have a timer going for you guys. Keep it up. Okay. From there, guys, we're going to bring it to a close. We're going to step away from the bag for a little bit. If you have a bag, you can shoo it away. If you don't have a bag, then you're good. All right, really, I guess not having a bag is the best way to go because you don't have to clean up. Hey, go ahead and find a pillow. Pause the video, find a pillow. Now that you're back, you probably have a pillow. Bring that pillow and have some area to hop around in, basically. This is going to also help with our stances a bit. Okay, now, Earlier we had a bit of a focus, it was more on the kicks actually, we had a bit of a focus on our sparring stance. Now I want to work on our front stance. Here's how we're going to do that. On your pillow, if you can do this on a hardwood floor, for example, or the kitchen tiles, you might have a lot of success with this. I'm going to see how it goes. I got big legs, so it might not work. I'm going to place my foot on top of the pillow, and then I'm going to start sliding it out, sliding it out, sliding it out. And what I want to do is if my knee is not completely bent over it, I'm going to start doing splits. But if my knee is completely on top of it, that means I have all the pressure going straight down. So if you find yourself kind of slipping out everywhere, that's because you're not in a proper front stance. What I want to see is this knee bent. Let me give you guys a side look, that'll help. So right now, here, I would start slipping. But right here, it's going to hold a lot better because all of my weight from the knee down is going, well, exactly like so, straight down. Whereas right here, easier to slip. Again, I got big old legs. They're like trees. It's not going to work as well for me. But for you guys, it might work better. So I want you guys to place one foot on there and just practice this. This isn't really like a time drill. Just work on having your knee over it. And see if you can bring your other leg farther back and farther back, but then still keep that knee bent. Because if I turn into a triangle, I'm going to do the splits. And that would be hilarious to catch on film, but I hope it doesn't happen. All right. Very good. Now, forget about your pillow for just a second. Other things. Yes, the legs are the most important. It's also the first thing we look at. So if you're testing, for example, the first thing I look at when it comes to our front stance is what that knee is doing. But there's other things as well. Is your back leg straight? Are all of your toes pointed forward? And is your, I already said back straight, hands up, okay? So let's go and practice the front stance real quick. Going up in our front stance. Go ahead. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this because of the angle you guys have. I'm not doing that good of a job in the front, but it feels like I am. I can tell by looking at myself, not a very good job. But if you're a taller person, you have to do a harder job. If you're a shorter person, you win this time because you don't have to work as hard. All right, when you have big, long, scary legs, you have to overdo it. I've always thought of it like it's very animated like a cartoon. I feel like I'm being wacky right now. But you guys can tell this looks a lot better than right here, even though this feels fine. So push yourself to be over-exaggerating. Go psycho, go crazy, all right? As you go all the way out here. Don't go so far that you start falling to the ground, because then it's not a front stance anymore. So remember that. Let's switch sides, everybody. So with that in mind, bend your front knee, keep your back leg straight, and I want to bring my hands up as I do this. What's your back doing? Is it sloped forward? Is it all the way back? No, it's just straight up. All right? I like to say puff out your chest and put your chin up because you look heroic and mighty. But that's just a personal preference, I would assume. All right. Good. With that in mind, go ahead and grab your pillow. We're going to have some fun with it. Here's what we're going to do. And this is, I can't do too many of these because I have to leave the camera a lot, but here's what we're doing. You're going to take your pillow, and I hope you have a smaller one. I recommend a smaller one for this right now. If you have like a full pillow you sleep on, it will work, but the smaller the better because it's a harder target. So if you have a big pillow, you're on easy mode. If you have a tiny pillow, kind of like what I have, you're in hard mode. Here we go. I'm going to spin it up in the air. You guys see how it's spinning right there? I'm going to spin it. And my job is to let it go up in the air and wait for it to come back down, and I'm going to punch it. So as I wait for it, I have my other hand upside down right here, and I'm going to fire a punch as far as I can. I can't just be hanging out here, punch. It's going to be on your belt this time. What we're doing is, in forms, we can just kind of punch, or we can punch with a capital P and an exclamation point at the end, all right? So as it comes back down, I'm waiting for it. Oh, that was bad. I'm waiting for it, and I'm punching it. But if I'm just here, you're just going about that far. Here, we have to go pretty long distance. So go ahead and find your pillow, throw it up in the air, wait for it, and punch it, and then go fetch it. Get as many as you can. Go! You can switch arms, you can use the same arm. I would prefer you use at least both arms once, but that's up to you guys. I'm going to slowly be doing this again, but we'll see how I do. Bonus points if you're in a front stance. Can't get the angle right. Ooh. Keep it up. Throw your pillow up in the air. Wait for it to get to about where your eyes are and punch it. If you're punching it up, that's not what we're doing. When do we punch straight up? What am I doing? And you don't want to punch down either. You want to see it soar straight across. All right, let me get one more. Let me try this side. All right, that's out of the way. That's fine. Let's get 10 more seconds. Let's go for it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we are done with that pillow. Finally, you can go put it away back on the couch or on your bed. Pause if you need to and come back. Next that we need is some cones, all right? So if you have some plastic cups you want to use, I do not recommend glass. If you have some cones or plastic cups or action figures or anything that you can put down that is a very visible target, go ahead and grab those. Okay. Where should I put these? Here, can you guys see that? Yes, you can. We got all of them? Yeah, we did. All right, so I have my cones out in front of me, and today we're actually not going to be running through them. All right, we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. Now, I have really tall cones. This does work for this drill, but it's not required. So really, if you have smaller cones, this is going to be a little bit more fun. What you're going to do is you're going to go from cone to cone, and you're going to do 2 toe taps, 1 for each leg. So I'm going to make my way down the line, and I'm going to toe tap, shuffle down, toe tap, shuffle down, toe tap, shuffle down, toe tap, and then I would make my way back through. But here's the thing, how fast was I going? Not very fast. I want to see how fast we can go through this. If you need to go slower because you're like me and there's some foot-eye coordination stuff going on, that's fine. But if you think you can do this faster without knocking stuff over, go for it. Again, if you have something taller like this, please challenge yourself with it, but that's not required. It's okay if you're just doing it right here. You're tap, tap, shuffle down. The biggest thing is we're shuffling. I recommend treating it like a step behind psychic. Step behind, shuffle, shuffle. Step behind, shuffle, and then tap, tap. All right, start on one side with me. 3, 2, 1, go. You do want to touch. If you don't touch, it doesn't count. Tap, 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 tap. Whoa, that wasn't good. Keep going, guys. Don't be like me. All right, I'm going to do 2 runs to do this. Keep going. Put on some music, some Imagine Dragons or something, 21 Pilots, something crazy. I don't know what's cool. Is the Trolls soundtrack cool, I think? All right, I'm done. Let's level this up. I kind of talked about, I didn't really talk about it, but I kind of did keep my hands up. I want you guys to do that. So this time, hands are going to be touching your face, all right? If you want to pin them on top of your head, that's fine, but they have to be up. Hands are up for 1. The next thing is I want you guys to drastically bring your knee up. So as I do this, it's almost like a stomp. I'm bringing my knee up, tap. Bringing my knee up, tap. Shuffle the next one. Bringing my knee up, tap. Bringing my knee up, tap. You guys understand? All right. 3, 2, 1. Hands up. Go. Really bring your knee up. Again, I have a really tall cone, so it's easy to see. Bring them like way up higher. Oh, I knocked one over. How embarrassing. All right. Give yourself a pause there. Very good. Okay. You might need to respace at your cones, and that's okay. Do it to where you can easily walk through them. What we're doing is we're going to work on holding a stance as we go through it. I'm going to start off with a sparring stance. I'm in my sparring stance, and I'm going to shuffle through, keeping my sparring stance going. Light on my feet. I didn't even really have my heels touching the ground. So, hands are up, body turned to the side. Again, see how my stomach is towards you guys. Shuffling with quick feet. Your turn. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Shuffle through the cones. Keep your body pinned to one side. When you go back through, face the other side. All right, keep it up. I made a mistake by not fetching a water bottle for myself. If you can have a water break, feel free to pause and do that. I will not be doing so because I am a madman. All right, keep going through. Go through. We're gonna get it again and again. Don't just do it one time. Okay. Go ahead and pause there. That was the sparring stance. Now let's try the front stance. The front stance is not as quick or in fun, but you can do it. So I'm gonna step out, front stance. Then I'm gonna go at an angle, front stance. I'm gonna step way forward, front stance. And now I can turn and go towards this side, step, front stance. And now I can step together, step out, front stance. Going through, make sure you have some amazing front stances. This is not the time for okay front stances. This is the time to push yourself and do just the best ones that you can do. We are in training mode, not testing mode. So let's train to do better at testing. All right, start on one side, go through the cones and back, through the cones and back, 2 times. Go for it. This one's a little bit slower, that's okay. This one's a little bit slower, that's okay. If I somehow stop you before you're done, just let me go on, come back and rewind. But I'm gonna give you guys some time, go for it. I'm gonna give you guys some time. Again, front stances this time. The reason we're doing this is we want to give ourselves obstacles, something to work against. All right, keep it going, keep it going. You want to go through the cones and back. It might feel a little awkward, but that's okay. You can keep going, we get so used to only being towards the front of the mirrors, or this wall, or this wall. But what happens if we go at angles? We never do that. So I want to make sure you guys aren't just, you're not even on the floor right now, so you don't have to be limited to those things. But if you can do it, if you can have great forms and stance at your home, imagine what you're going to do when you have the lines and the structure and following the instructor. It's going to be good stuff. All right. From there, I think I've given enough time for everybody. Let's go ahead and clean up our cones. We are finally done with those. I got one more thing for you guys. I want to let you guys lose the challenge. It's going to happen after the video ends. You guys are going to be doing a shoulder tag challenge. And I want to know how many that you guys can do. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to get into a push-up position. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. But then I'm going to show you guys a few, and I'm going to let you guys go. Because I don't know how, I don't want to set out a timer portion for you guys. Because you guys might go for a whole minute, or 2 minutes, or 3 minutes. You might only go for 10 seconds. That's okay. Here's how a good shoulder tag works. We are going to be in a push-up position with our feet touching the ground, and our knees will be off the ground. We have our hands on the ground. So I'm here, and I'm up. I'm then tagging, hand down. Tagging, hand down. Tagging. That was 2 to 3. So if you can do more than 3, you beat Mr. Adams today. All right? I would say if you got to something like crazy, like 50, just stop. If you time out, you get tired, and you drop to the ground, that's your number for today. Come back, try again tomorrow. That's fine. But if you get like, if you're just on a roll, stop at a certain number. Decide your number beforehand. Say, there's no way I'm doing more than 50 or 100 or something ridiculous. All right? Decide your number beforehand. Do not go past that number. Have your goal number and have your impossible number. Because if you go past your impossible number, you're going to like fall to the ground and be wheezing and be like, give me some water. Don't have that happen, guys. All right. Guys, great job today. I'm excited to see you guys again, or for the first time if you're one of our online people. Again, awesome job. Let's keep it up, Warriors. Again, let's bow in, bow out. Can they bow? And let's get those shoulder tags done. Go for it.